Good morning, geometry class. Hey, today we're going to be taking a look at the volume of a pyramid. Volume of a pyramid. Now we looked at the surface area of a pyramid, and we looked at the lateral area of a pyramid. This will be the volume of a pyramid, so this will be in cubic units in its measure. We looked at the volume already of a rectangular prism, and a rectangular prism was length times width times height, basically putting it. And in this case, the volume of this prism with a base of 8 and a depth or width of 5 and a height of 11, the volume would be 8 times 5 times 11, which is 40 times 11, which is 440. And that's going to be in cubic inches because all of the values were in inches. So the volume of that rectangular prism is 440 cubic inches. For number 2, find the volume of an oblique center. Now remember, oblique means it's leaning, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Only this cylinder has a height of 5, so it really doesn't matter if it's leaning or not. The height is 5, and its radius is 4. Now on the formula up here, notice the base times height. Base is pi r squared because it's circular. It's a radius. So it has a radius, so pi r squared. So the volume of this oblique cylinder would be pi times 4 squared, the radius squared, times the height is 5, which would be pi times 16 times 5, or 80 pi. And those were feet, so this is going to be cubic feet. And that will be the volume of this oblique cylinder. All right, now we're going to be looking at volumes of pyramids, and I want you to get the basic idea. The formula is a third times cap B, or the area of the base, that whole blue area down there, times the area, or times the height. Okay, and the height is going to be the height of the pyramid, not the slant height like we used on the lateral area and the surface area. That was the slant height, or the height of the slant face. This is the actual height drawn from the vertex at the very peak down to the base, and it is perpendicular. All right? So 1/3 times base times height. I'm going to take a picture of this. So this is the entrance to the Louvre Museum in Paris, France. And you'll notice over here on the picture, and I'm drawing a very large circle around it, is 35.4 meters. Okay, 35.4 meters is the length of each side, since it says that it is a square pyramid. All right, so when we're looking at this, the volume equals 1/3 times base times height, and the base is going to be the area of a square. So the base will be 35.4 squared, or 35.4 times 35.4. Okay, and that's meters squared. And the height we set up here was 21.64 meters. So the volume would be 1/3 times 35.4 squared, is 1,253.16. And that's in meters squared, times the height, 21.64 meters. And when we multiply those together, the 1/3 times the 1253.16 times the 1253.16 times 21.64 is going to be 9,039. So 9039 point. Let's see, approximate value, so 0.4608. So approximately 9,000. We'll just put approximately here. Since it says what is the approximate volume, volume is approximate 9039 39, and I'm going to say cubic meters. Cubic meters. There's the volume, approximately. Exactly. This would be the exact. All right, well, that's rounded, so we're getting close. Same idea here. All right, number one, the second part. A sports arena is shaped like a pyramid. It's a pyramid as well. Has a base of about 300,000 square feet and a height of 321 feet. What's the approximate volume? Plug and chug. Okay, volume is 1/3 times base times height. Now, to look at the base area they said is 300,000, so we just started with that. And the height was 321. So 1/3 times 300,000 times 321. Well, 1/3 times 300,000 is 100,000. Times 321, and that would be 321. 321,000. Actually, I said that wrong. It's not 321,000. It would be 32,100,000. 32,100,000. And that's going to be in, that's pretty bad. Let me rewrite that real quick. So 32,100,000. And that's going to be in cubic feet. So my volume is going to be answer B. Okay. We got one more. Finding the volume of a pyramid where they give us the slant height this time instead of the actual height. So the slant height is 25. So what we're going to have to do on this one is create our own little right triangle. Okay, so I'm going to do a little right triangle up here, and 25 was the slant. Since the whole, let's see, it is a square. Since the whole length of the side of the triangle pyramid was 40, and we're looking at a half of a length. This will be a 20 down here, and then the height will be h. And we will be able to use the Pythagorean theorem, which would say h squared plus 20 squared equals 25 squared. Okay, and I can find h that way. We'll go after the base here in a bit. So 20 squared is 400. 25 squared is 625. And we have h squared. So h squared then is going to be 625 minus 400, or 225, making h, when we take the square root, h will be 15. And since everything was in feet, that'll be 15 feet. There's my h. The base. Okay, since it's 40, that would be 40 squared, which is 1,600. Okay, 1,600 feet squared. And the volume then would take 1/3 times 1,600 times 15. Okay, which gives us a total of 8,000. 8,000 cubic feet. Always try to remember to get those units in there, and they're always in cubic measure when you're doing volumes. Take a look at the volumes of cones on Wednesday. Hope you have a great day. Have a great week.